In this video, I'm going to be talking about the new movie Avatar Fire and Ash, which could possibly be the hottest movie of the winter. Get it? Because this movie is called Avatar Fire and Ash, and fire is hot? No?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Following the events of Avatar The Way of Water, Jake and Neytiri's family continues to mourn Neteyam's death while confronting a new, dangerous threat, the Ash People, a hostile Na'vi tribe. I saw this movie in Cinemark XD 3D at my local Cinemark theater, and what are my thoughts on it? Holy crap! I am gonna say the same thing I said after seeing The Way of Water in 3D back in 2022. It is a visual marvel. Allow me to explain why I genuinely enjoy Avatar Fire and Ash as much as the previous Avatar movies by James Cameron. 1. For beginners, the special effects are undeniably perfect. Now don't get me wrong, I don't believe in perfection when it comes to the art of special effects, regardless if they are practical or visual. But I, for one, find James Cameron's Avatar movies, mostly the sequels, to be quite an exception. It is clearly not shocking that the special effects are just as godly as The Way of Water in 2022. 2. In hindsight, the story feels familiar to the previous movie Avatar The Way of Water, given how this movie also takes place in the Metkayina village, aka the Water Tribe. But the story had decent intentions on trying to differentiate the previous installments, like having 2 or 3 epic battles or letting the other characters be the main team for this time. 3. The characters are incredibly impressive, even more so than you'd expect. While Jake Sully and Neytiri were tragically captivating, I was thrilled that the film gave their kids like Loak, Kiri, Tuk, and Spider the attention they deserve, especially considering the conflicts they face. It also helps that Loak narrates the movie. I connected with Loak's character on a personal level, so I have to give the movie credit for that. 4. The cinematography is exceptionally good, like the first 2 Avatar movies. One highlight I would love to bring up is that the movie begins at the floating mountains of Pandora, where Loak and his brother Neteyam are shown to be flying on their own banshees. That scene is utterly amazing, and it happened right after the 20th Century Studios and Lightstorm Entertainment logos showed up on screen. 5. Varang is a crazy good villain. On the surface, she might seem like your typical rebellious antagonist who wants to oppose the protagonists. But when you see the movie, you can see that Varang and her tribe are much bigger threats, as much as the Sky People were to the Na'vi and Water Clan. God, I was blown away by how awesome she is as a villain. 6. As expected, this movie has great acting from Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Stephen Lang, Sigourney Weaver, and our newcomer, Una Chaplin. Shout out to all of these mentioned actors and actresses for doing wonderful jobs on performing these characters. 7. Fantastic direction by James Cameron, as predicted. 8. Just like the previous Avatar movies, the action sequences are exhilarating to watch. Of course, some scenes do look like they are from Avatar The Way of Water, like how the Sky People / Marines are prepared to annihilate the Water Clan, but it easily gets you locked in when everyone, including Jake Sully, who is riding on Totok Bakto again after so long, comes together to kick one of the Sky People's butts. 9. The soundtrack is outstanding, as if the soundtracks in the previous Avatar movies were not. Simon Franklin continues to bring so much thematic power when crafting the score for this movie, and the movie's end credits song, Dream as One by Miley Cyrus, while sounding sonically different compared to the Weeknd song for The Way of Water, titled Nothing is Lost, is pretty enjoyable and vocally passionate on its own. 10. Last but not least, it has some well-delivered quotes, such as Jake Sully's line to Neytiri, "You cannot live like this, baby," in hate. And Varang's line in the first epic battle before shooting her bow and arrow, "I am the fire!" Although I find this movie to be visually stunning, there are some cutbacks I need to point out. As obvious as it sounds, the runtime is a bit more challenging than Avatar The Way of Water. Here is a fact. Fire and Ash is 3 hours and 15 minutes, which is 3 minutes longer than The Way of Water, which is 3 hours and 12 minutes. Also, the story, while not bad, is familiar to The Way of Water, but with a few more plot points. Regardless, I had an amazing time seeing the movie. Overall, while Avatar Fire and Ash is slightly predictable, it still manages to be yet another visual marvel. Experiencing a third trip back to Pandora with our captivating characters and the new challenges they face is fantastic, even if the stories or some character arcs feel familiar. I strongly recommend you guys experience this movie on the big screen. Side note, watching the first two Avatar movies is required, especially in 3D because, let's face it, seeing the Avatar movies by James Cameron in 3D is a hell of an experience. In conclusion, this movie is fire. Literally. James Cameron cooked here. I give Avatar Fire and Ash a 9.6 out of 10. Thanks for watching my review on Avatar Fire and Ash. Well, I think this is it. I guess this is my last video for 2025. Thank you guys a lot for enjoying my movie talks throughout this year. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hopefully, I will see you all in 2026. Goodbye, everyone.